Long before a woman is a woman, when she's just a little girl with lots of curiosity, she starts experimenting with makeup. And the experimenting never stops. We keep growing, changing, and rediscovering ourselves. What keeps most women experimenting with makeup, though, is the fun of it. And it is fun, especially if you know the basic rules of applying makeup. And basic makeup application is just what this program's all about. I'm Emily Patner, beauty editor of Working Woman magazine. Today I'm taking you through Avon's 10 simple steps of makeup application. And when we're done, I promise you'll be able to teach them quickly and easily to your customers. I've asked Carolyn and Jackie to help me because they're like many of your own customers. Both Carolyn and Jackie have already cleansed and toned their skin, and now they're applying moisturizer. Everyone should use moisturizer before applying makeup, no matter what your skin type, because moisturizer helps makeup go on smoother and keeps it fresher looking longer. Okay, now we're ready for the very first step in makeup, and that is to cover anything you don't want to show later. Like a blemish or those dark circles under your eyes, Jackie. So before we apply the concealer, let me remind you about something. You never want to tug or stretch at that delicate skin under your eyes. So when you work in that area, I recommend that you use your ring finger because that's your weakest finger and it exerts the least amount of pressure. When you use your concealer, dot it on just below the dark circles. And with your ring finger, blend gently, slightly upwards, from the inside out. For blemishes, just dot on the concealer and tap lightly so the edges don't show. Now we're ready to apply foundation. Put a dot on your forehead, one on each cheek, one on the chin, and the last on the tip of your nose. Using both your hands, first blend across the forehead, up towards the hairline. That's it. Down the nose and get both sides of the nose and the center and under the tip.
Oh, and there goes the dot. Yeah.
Around the mouth and chin. Let's get those dots on the cheek, so blend across and out towards the ear, up and out. Smooth, long, smooth strokes. That'll make it look best.
Oh, yeah, it feels good, too.
And now, the jawbone. Blend carefully so that there's no obvious line of demarcation. And, very important, always use a shade closest to your natural skin tone. What do you think?
That's great. You know, I never used foundation because I thought it would make me look too made up, but it makes my skin look so clear and it feels so smooth.
The next step is blush, but before we apply the blush, let's apply a light dusting of face powder first.
Oh, powder? Powder first?
Yes, powder. I know it may sound strange, but if we apply a light dusting of face powder before the powder blush, it'll help the powder blush go on more smoothly.
Huh.
I didn't know that.
Neither did I. Great.
Now remember, when using a cream blush, don't powder your face first because it may blotch and streak. So, tap off the excess powder and begin.
Where do we start?
We'll start with the T-zone, and by that I mean the forehead, nose, and chin.
Yeah.
Forms a T.
Yeah, it's the old oily zone, right?
That's right.
Yeah.
And that's where you need to mat down the shine.
Okay. What about the eyes?
Just the lids.
Okay.
The lids and the brow area. If you do powder underneath, it would just exaggerate any fine lines and wrinkles.
Uh-oh.
I don't want that to happen.
I know where I want powder.
And now for the blush. My favorite part. Now right in the middle of your cheekbone, that's it, is what we call the apple of the cheek. That's where you blush naturally. Now pick up your brush.
Okay.
Begin at the apple and be careful not to start the blush too close to your nose. That's it, blend it up and out. Use the top of the ear as your guide and make sure that it's high on the cheek.
Okay.
That's it. Smooth strokes and fill in right there.
Smooth long strokes?
Smooth long strokes.
Okay. I think we got it.
Well, how do you like it?
Wow, I think that's nice. It just kind of looks real healthy, you know, like I've been outdoors running or something.
And that's the way
nice.
it should look.
Yeah, it's great.
People always notice your eyes first, so let's make them really beautiful. Start with 2 shades of eyeshadow. First, take your medium or deep tone to shade the lid. Using the applicator, just smooth it right on and blend it out to the side, along the eye bone. That's good. Yes, keep on smoothing it on just like that and
Long
blend the color.
strokes.
Yes, long strokes, but be sure to blend the color up and out to the side. That's it. If it really sticks, take a Q-tip and blend it a little bit.
Oh, okay.
But use
like
that
right,
as
right
your
around
eraser.
the edges there, sort of? Yeah.
Right?
Okay.
Use it as your eraser, not as your applicator. Okay?
Okay.
Good.
Oh, yeah.
Smooth it on just like that, and, you know, use that to blend it up and out.
Oh, yeah, now we're cooking.
That's it. Don't be afraid to use it. Okay, now a lighter shade for the highlight, and start that at the arch of the brow, above the pupil.
Okay, right, I see.
Good. Good.
Oh, now that's terrific. Look at that.
Okay, but you know what? I think it
Right.
looks a little heavy, but continue.
Okay.
Continue, make sure they meet. The 2 colors should blend.
Now,
Once more.
How far out do I take this?
Take it all the way out. All the way
Okay.
out.
Oh.
Yes, that far. That's good.
Oh, yeah.
A little bit higher up. And make sure the 2 colors kind of meld together. Little spot in there. Okay, now use the Q-tip trick again to soften it. See the difference?
Oh, yeah.
The quality of the color changes.
Oh, yeah, my skin tone starts to show through, and it just kind of, well, I guess that's what they mean by blending, isn't it?
And now for the eyeliner. Tilt your head backwards and close your eyes halfway. Take your ring finger, okay, and press it gently at the outer corner of your eye. Lift it right there and hold it taut in place. That's good.
All right.
Now draw a hair-thin line, thin as you can, from the inner corner of your eye all the way across to the outer corner. It's not cheating to rest your elbow on the table for this because it really does require a steady hand. So keep that in mind.
Oh, that's nice.
Almost everybody wants to make their eyes a little more dramatic. So now I'll give you a few inside tips on how to do it. Okay, so what you're going to do is line only at the outer corner of your lower lid.
Okay.
By the way, for a different effect, you could draw small dots instead of the line along the lower lashes.
Okay. How about, is that far enough in?
It's far enough in, but extend it out in the corner a little bit.
Okay.
Nice and smooth. That's it. Now, for softness, take a damp Q-tip and smudge the line. You've got a nice touch.
Oh, that looks nice.
That's great. And now for mascara. Jackie, let's start with the top side of your lashes.
Oh, the top side.
Yes, it's a terrific trick for making your lashes look thicker and fuller. So, with your eyes half closed, sweep down from the base of your lashes to the tips. Keep your head back so your lashes are swept way up, and, again slowly, apply the mascara from the underside of the base to the tip. Wait, look at that. Do you see the lash twisted? Well, comb that back into place now before it dries and it gets too difficult to move.
That's what I never do. Thank you for telling me that.
Well, it's an important thing to remember. Now for the lower lashes. For those of you who swear the mascara jumps from your lashes to your face,
Sounds like me.
Around me.
here's one of my most useful tips. Take a tissue, fold it in half, and make an edge on it, like so, and put this edge under the full length of the lower lashes. This is great because not only does it let you see your lashes clearly, but it keeps your face smudge-free.
Wow.
Yeah, it really works.
Look at that. What
I think it's a great trick.
That's great.
Saves a lot of
Wow.
cleanup time.
Oh, yeah.
If your brows need definition, now's the time to do it. But first, I want to talk to you about proportioning your brows correctly for your face.
Okay.
The perfect brow should start directly over the inside corner of your eye. So hold your pencil up as a guide, okay, alongside of your nose, and make sure that it passes over the inside corner of your eye. And look at that. Both of your brows start in exactly the right place.
Oh, that's
Great.
interesting.
So it's actually touching the bone there, right?
It's touching the bone.
Okay.
Now, if it didn't, you would just fill in with your eyebrow pencil.
Great.
Okay.
For the second point, which is your arch, rotate your pencil so that it passes over the pupil of your eye. And keep the side of the pencil alongside of your nose. That's it. And both of you have your arch in the right place. Once again, that's unusual.
How about that?
Great eyebrows here.
If you didn't, you would fill it in and make the arch over that point.
Okay.
For the third place, which is the length of the brow, continue to move your pencil to the side, and you keep the side of the pencil alongside of your nose. Okay? And where your gold cap ends is where you'd put the point to determine your brow length. Make it light so that only you can see it, because remember, this is a guide.
That's
Okay?
fun. It's just like doing a windshield wiper or something.
That's right. Now, with the brow pencil that matches your brow hair, fill it in with short, feathery strokes, strokes that look like actual hairs. Okay? Keep them light and make it blend in from the end of your natural brow to the point that you made. Okay? You can extend yours a little bit longer, Carolyn.
All right.
Okay, that's it. All you need now is lip color. Lips begin with a well-shaped outline, and for that you need a pencil or a brush, whichever you prefer. Jackie, start outlining your top lip. Start from the center.
Okay.
Go out to each corner and outline just over the natural lip line. And we're doing that because your upper lip is a little bit thinner than your lower lip.
Yeah, I can see that.
The lower lip is in good proportion. So, for the lower lip, you'd go from one corner to the other in one continuous line. And Carolyn,
Yes.
your lips are in wonderful proportion to each other, but they're a bit full. So start outlining just inside the natural lip line. Start in the center, go from one corner to the other, and then, when you finish, outline the bottom lip in one continuous motion from one corner to the other once again.
Okay.
What's next, boss?
Now fill in with lipstick, and you know, you can rest your pinky on your chin for more control with this. Apply it in just the same way you've applied the lip liner, in the same direction. That's it. When you fill in, be sure to cover the lip liner pencil, because if it's obvious, it looks very artificial.
This is great. I feel just like a pro here.
Some people prefer to use a lipstick tube, but I find with a brush I have more control and a better chance of covering the lip liner.
Oh, I agree.
This is a wonderful color, but I like a little more shine. Can we do something about that?
Of course, you simply use gloss. But remember, since you only want your top lip to look fuller, cover the entire upper lip. And you don't want to make your bottom lip appear any fuller than it does now. So just dab the gloss in the center. That way you'll get that extra touch of shine.
Oh, that's great. Good.
So how are we doing?
We're doing very well. Carolyn's lipstick already has gloss in it, and we're not going to add any additional gloss because her lips are full already. But we haven't finished yet. Now that all your makeup is on, we're going to apply a final light dusting of powder because, as I mentioned before, it helps your makeup stay fresher looking longer. That's it. Cross the forehead, down the nose. Don't forget the chin. I'm glad you avoided under the eyes because that just exaggerates any fine lines and wrinkles, although I know you don't have any.
That's
For
right.
sure, that's right.
Concentrate on the T-zone, just a little bit on the cheeks. Be careful not to wipe away the blush. That's terrific. Wow, you look wonderful. What a difference. And now I have a surprise for you. Carolyn, this is how you looked when we started.
Oh, no. It was so easy. I feel beautiful, and I can't believe I did this all by myself.
And Jackie, this is how you looked.
I can't believe it. I mean, it's the same person, but it doesn't look like it. And the neat thing is I did it myself, and I never thought I could before.
I'm really glad you're pleased. Thank you so much for helping me.
It's
Thank
just
you.
been wonderful.
You just saw me show these two women the basics of makeup. Now your customers can learn from their own personal expert, you. Because you can show them how to experiment with makeup, how to rediscover themselves, and how easy it is to be more beautiful. Avon makeup. It's fun.
Presenting Avon's fashion magazine for the fall and winter of 1982. Because we're Avon and we're the world's largest beauty company, more women look to us to keep them in fashion. Fashion is more evolution than revolution. And beauty isn't only born, it's created. Today, we're not only going to show you this season's fashions, we're going to show you how beautifully the Avon makeup and jewelry lines were designed to complete the new looks. You may even pick up some ideas on how to put together some of your own clothes in an exciting, fashionable way. Because we believe fashion doesn't have to be expensive. So while some of our looks are more expensive than others, some are less expensive. Still others you may already own and not even know it. And now, it's Avon's pleasure to present to you the shades and shapes of things to come, the fall and winter of 1982. Avon's fashion prediction number 1 is the American West. The lure of the West. New frontiers are always a challenge to American designers, who this season are blazing the fashion trail with more than their fair share of pioneer spirit and spunk. Rugged individualism has arrived in fashion territory, painted in desert colors. This is fashion borrowed from the cowboys, which the cowboys borrowed from the Indians. The look is prairie princess, and it's cowgirl couture at its best. These are the fashions of the wide-open plains. Ruffled yokes have been borrowed for fronts of jackets. Avon Fashion's ruffled sweater outfit is a new variation. Plaids and stripes are combined for a totally fresh look. Cowboys may be old hat, but prairie princesses are alive and kicking. Flouncy skirts, ruffled details, a striped vest over plaid, interesting fabrics. As Annie Oakley well knew, the prairie look can go more sophisticated. The flounce skirt with vest in a subtle Glen plaid. The lumberjacks. Another influence of the American West is the unmistakable buffalo plaid, a tunic version of the traditional red. And this untraditional color combination with a snap detail jacket insert, the burnished colors of autumn embers makeup. Stripes borrowed from Indian blankets are the spirit for many new striped patterns. This tweedy gray sweater is banded by bright Navajo stripes. Dancers' leg warmers repeat the motif. Indian stripes are on the horizon, from the special elegance of the pink and white Avon fashion on the right to the Navajo vest over chamois skirt on the left. A very fashionable look you're sporting, Kimosabe. The simple white mohair coat is used to stunning effect with the Indian striped sweater. Note how the dropped armhole on the sleeve creates a striking silhouette. Shucks, it's a sure shot. Avon's fashion prediction number 2 is the country rustics. It's the love of nature and the great outdoors. The beauty of a crisp, cool autumn morn. The awe of an ominous, stormy sky. The call of the wild. With all the speed of a swiftly running fawn, country is approaching chic. If you're angling for a compliment this season, look into the field and stream look. Inspired by the functional design of men's outdoor gear, women's fashions are headed down a long country road. The blouson jacket in brown corduroy tops off matching pants. The long olive jacket is finished with corduroy detail. The hunting or the hunted? You'll take to them like a duck to water. The rustic approach is underscored by the importance of leather and suede. On the right, note the high ruffled collar and the soft touch of suede, and leather dramatized in this inverted V tunic, a new silhouette of the season. Or more affordably, how about quilt with leather trim? This traditional style dress is updated with cap shoulders and leather detail. To the hunt! The inverted V on this blouse is quilted too, lending a fresh face to a smart, tailored suit. Beyond utilitarian, field and stream fashions offer everyone something to fall for. Hook, line, and sinker. This season, it's easy to look dressed to kill. This tweedy and rust sweater is paired with kicky culottes, or whatever. You're game for anything. Rustic plaids will catch your eye on skirts, too, pulled together with the softness of a mohair sweater with a casual hairstyle. Sweatering. It's the winter look of '82. From head to toe, this season will mark the outstanding year for sweater dressing, especially in lean, slim season lines. And tweeds are elegant now in this cowl-necked and layered sweater dress. This season, there's a new emphasis on tactile fabrics that offer ease and comfort, like this cardigan-style vest with unusual cap oversleeve. Subtle ombre shadings draw a fresh striped effect. Fall of '82 will abound with a cornucopia of deep, warm shades, like amber, persimmon, and russet. To complement these fashions, Avon's Autumn Glow necklace and earrings were designed with a simulated cornelian bead with gold tone accents. The color is matched with the autumn ember shades for lips, eyes, and nails. Burnished color fired hot with gold. Watch for tweeds with a British accent. Loose, double-breasted, ribbed cardigan with wooden buttons. To go with the more casual fashions of the season, the warm, peppery tones of the Avon Pizzazz makeup line are right on track, as are the new soft knot convertible necklace and earrings with their interlocking gold-tone chains. Town and country, or both. This tailored cape suit in tweeded plum is worn with a tapestry-inspired floral print blouse in a handsome matching of tweed and print, topped off by the new capelet which completes the jacket, and an easy, softly flowing skirt, a handsome new silhouette. The capelet again, this time as an oversized collar of Irish lace on a delicate pointelle sweater with a tweedy pantsuit. Not to forget the Norfolk hacking jacket of window pane plaid, complete with hat. The English jackets are coming through every city, village, and farm. Coming indeed. Menswear is the strong single theme this season, in every price range from designer to moderate. Here, striped pants go country with vest, full-sleeve blouse, and oversized tie. The mixing of plaid and tweed patches is gaining momentum as a new fashioned look, proving once again that this season, country is far from bumpkin. Country has gone chic. Avon's fashion prediction number 3, the city sophisticates. All the elegant modernism of a city skyscraper. All the mystique of a city square at night. All the magnetism of a whirring metropolis. All the excitement of a night on the town. And all that jazz. Whether it's dressing up or dressing down, business or pleasure, this season's city sophisticate fashions have something to put your name up in lights. Menswear haberdashery will be the prime mover behind this season's menswear chic. From herringbone to flannel, classic styling will create classic effects for your basic, tailored good looks. Colors like red will offset the conservatism, while blouses borrow from ascot and high Victorian necks. Suits call for sleek hair, and you look like a million. What to wear on your way up the corporate ladder? Subtle pinstriping, impeccably tailored. The strong lines counterpointed with the ultra-feminine gold silk camisole, a timely ensemble. Avon's new classic Baroque necklace and earrings in cream and gray accent the sophistication. Lips and nails are Avon's frostiest frosts. Menswear suiting is also for the young and fun. Feel what the exuberance of a full-sleeved red blouse can do. Trendy cut, full-proportion pants are topped with vests and maybe polished off with the tuxedo blouse. Tucked front, wingtips, bow tie, and off. Get ready, world, 'cause here they come. You're out to paint the town red, and there's no stopping you. But who dare try? The dramatic use of red with black accents is what makes this designer fashion. It's a sure traffic stopper. This is the season of the tux. the boldest, most visible symbol of the new menswear. And it doesn't have to be worn traditionally. Short jacket with shawl collar on the left, or the feminine gold-flecked white blouse on the right. Either way, it's the toast of the town. A tuxedo can be feminine. Color is back with black. This beaded tunic shows you how the designers are creating a sophisticated look. But why not do it yourself with fashions you already own? Put together your own black plus color stunningly beautiful outfit and say you designed it. Jersey is making its comeback among the smart set, and black is, as always, the tour de force for evening wear. The right selection of makeup and jewelry are all the more important this season to shift lips, eyes, and nails into dramatic focus. The shimmer and sheen of makeup is the Avon Precious Touch collection. Eyes and lips emphasized and highlighted with shimmering bronze. Hanging earrings beautifully punctuate the simplicity of the sophisticated fashions. The Avon Galaxy of Color jewelry collection is an array of precious gem-like stones in bright jewel colors, also diamond. The necklace, in the timeless chevron design, sparkles with the look of precious diamonds. The matching bracelet completes the look. Or go for the pink luster for a special holiday face. It's Avon's rosy platinum shades of precious touch silver and sterling lining your eyes, pink pearls on your lips, and the Galaxy of Color chevron necklace shown here in a precious ruby-like stone with matching earrings, also in sapphire and emerald. Avon's fashion prediction number 4, the Romantics. This is your invitation to a fashionable lawn party. Or would you prefer to act as royal princess for an afternoon? A lady of leisure, perhaps. An elegant one. Maybe you'd like a night at the opera. Or have your portrait painted, Every woman can dream, can't she? Here are the fashions that dreams are made of. A ruffled skirt in the richest of folkloric paisleys and prints. To tickle your fancy, a lace-collared jabot blouse. Delicate floral designs with stripe accents give a folkloric feeling to the wool challis dress. The new femininity. It's rich and romantic. Shall we dance? A loaf of bread, a jug of wine, and thou. Peasant ruffles complete the poor little rich girl look, a contemporary interpretation of a softly feminine traditional classic. For every one of the 1001 Arabian Nights, this season you'll find variations of paisley. Here a split skirt, lowered armhole, asymmetrical neckline in a smoky mustard paisley print. Peasant goes aristocratic in this regal collage of silks, satins, and metallic on velvet. Magnificent appliqued patternings offset by a lowered armhole. The feminine and romantic side of fashion shows no signs of fading away. Rich explosions of color. Satin in magnificent reds and blues with black alternating stripes, featuring the ultra-feminine cap sleeve and the new low-belted waist look. The Victorian influence is with us yet, inspired by great Elizabethan pomp and circumstance. Rich colors, fantasy fabrics, leg of mutton sleeves, tiered skirts, slimmed waists, festive swirling fabrics to lift you up and away on flights of fancy to your dream castle in the sky, the most enchanted of fashion stories. The black velvet pantsuit done to a turn, Victorian style. Puff shoulders in black moiré, ruffled neck. If you're not ready to indulge, why not consider assembling your own black and white Victorian statement? Think of fixing your hair a special way, or dressing up your outfit with an old family jewel. French designer Louis Farreau introduces a winning Victorian duo. His black check taffeta blouse has a V-shaped velvet yoke trimmed with gold. The elegant taffeta white blouse has similar Victorian touches and is worn with a velvet skirt. This is the look of the classic Victorian woman. Exquisite detailing with elegant touches. Wearing an outfit like this lets any woman dream about being the heroine in a Jane Austen novel. The ultimate fantasy, gold. It's not for everyone, but then how many ultimate things really are? Perhaps your fantasy isn't gold. Maybe it's silver. Slit up the back, plummeting to the floor. More sequins than a sheikh could count. This is the season many women may actually wear their ultimate fantasies, no matter what they are. Still others will come close in their own way. A swirl of gold here, a bit of silver trim there. Embroideries, appliques, anything goes. No matter what you choose to wear, the important thing to remember is, this is your fantasy. Fashions come and fashions go. This season's scandal will be next season's rage. And the season after that, a vague memory. But the classics never die, not even fade away. A hemline changes one year, a texture the next, and fashion news is made. Remember that fashion doesn't have to be expensive. With a little imagination, you can create it yourself. You can simply throw old colors and patterns together in a new way. Some call that style. Remember, too, that fashion can be as simple as a lovely new Avon necklace and matching earrings, as affordable as just the right new Avon shade of lipstick, eyeshadow, or nail enamel. Details count, because fashion isn't only what you wear, it's how you wear it.
Make you feel beautiful. Put a smile on your face. Make you feel like a star. We're gonna make you feel beautiful. With Avon, we're gonna make you feel beautiful. Yes, we are. You're so beautiful. Yes, you are. You're so beautiful. With Avon, you're really feeling beautiful. Yes. Well, yes, you are.
We're gonna make you feel beautiful. Put a smile on your face. Make you feel like a star. We're gonna make you feel beautiful. With Avon, we're gonna make you feel beautiful. Yes, we are. We're gonna make you...
Good evening, everyone. I'm Julia Mead. Welcome to Looking Good and Feeling Beautiful. As an actress, you can well imagine that makeup has played a very important part in my life, from television to movies to personal appearances to nightclubs, in fact, just to being right here this evening. So when my friends at Avon asked me to host this 15-minute show, I was delighted. Because after all, who would know more about the fine art of makeup than the largest makeup company in the world, Avon? In fact, Avon literally wrote the book on looking good and feeling beautiful, and here it is. And that's what this show is all about. You see, Avon believes that any woman can achieve this goal of looking good and feeling beautiful by following a few simple daily routines, such as some very easy exercises and some makeup techniques to enhance her natural beauty. And that's what we're going to do tonight. We're going to learn a few simple exercises to relieve the tension in our neck and shoulders during this busy holiday time. And we're also going to learn some makeup tricks for taking daytime eyes and turning them into glamorous nighttime eyes. Now, I'm sure you know why we picked eyes as our first example. When you meet somebody for the first time, what do you notice? You notice their eyes. Well, not everyone is born with beautiful eyes, or Elizabeth Taylor eyes, or even Betty Davis eyes. But we can all do things to make our eyes stand out and look a lot better than nature intended for them to look. Tonight, my very first guest is Sandra Hartman, who is a professional makeup expert, and she has with her Kelly, who is a student at Ohio State majoring in communications, and Sandra is going to show Kelly how to take her daytime makeup and turn it into a glamorous night.
Thank
Sandra?
you, Julia. Thank you, Julia. Kelly, you have a very, very natural look, and I want you to take that natural look and turn it into a glamorous nighttime look. We've taken time to pick these colors out to coordinate with your fashion, your lovely pink dress. So if you'll follow me step by step, we'll see how easy it is for you to do. All right?
Let's get started.
Okay. Let's start with the silvered smoke. I want your middle fingers, and I want you to apply that to the eyelid, the entire eyelid, up into the brow bone. You see how slick that is
Very
and velvety?
nice. I'm not used to putting makeup on with my fingers, and it's so smooth.
Well, it's been very finely milled, and that is why it is so precious to put on. Okay, let's start with the indigo. And what I want you to do with that is take your brush and put it in the crease of your eye. This will give your eye depth. These eyeshadows really don't need applicators. They're so smooth, but it is fun to use brushes once in a while. And Avon has some nice brushes. All right.
Looks nice.
If you would take the amethyst and put that on your lower lid with your finger again, and blend that into the blue just a slight bit. Very, very nice. It's a pretty look. Now we're going to do something a little different. I want you to take the golden chestnut and make a dot right over the pupil of your eye. And one more spot in the corner of your eye towards your nails. There you go. Fine. Now let's take their flake-proof mascara and apply that to your lower lashes first. It's also smear-proof. And after you do that, I want you to apply it to the top of your top lashes. And then I want you to come back and apply that to the bottom of the top lashes, and that will give you a very lavish look. Makes your eyes look very thick. There you go.
Looks very nice.
Okay. Now if you'll take the brow brush and brush the brows out. Okay. And let me see. All right, let's try one more little trick. Take the golden chestnut and just a dab more right in the center, which draws attention. It looks lovely in candlelight. Okay, these are the last two steps, and we're going to get back to Julia right now, all right?
Okay.
Oh, I see the glamour growing over there. I can't wait to get back and see the finished product. But right now, have there been times in your life, as there have been in mine, when you feel that exercise and keeping in shape is a drudgery and it's pain and it's misery? Well, you know, we all feel that from time to time, but we know it's not true. And Avon certainly doesn't believe it's true. And if you watch Shaping Up with Hannah, you know Hannah Forrest doesn't think it's true. And that's why we invited her here this evening, because she believes that it's very easy to keep in shape with just a few simple exercises. Welcome, Hannah. Nice to see you.
Julia. Before I start showing you the exercises, I want to mention that I have a really soft spot in my heart for Avon.
Oh, how nice.
Well, that was my first job when I came to the United States, was being an Avon representative.
Is that
and
right?
And I really loved it. It was very nice. It was a kind of a job that I could do as a mother of 3 little children. I could pick my own time. And of course, like all women, I like to have my own money a little bit. And I was very shy and backward, and I spoke very little English. And I felt that if I was selling something that I really enjoyed and liked very much, like Avon, I would do well, and I did.
Oh, how nice. And also, I imagine being in a new country, in a new town that is, as you said, you were shy and not too good with English. It was a way of meeting people and becoming a part of the neighborhood.
And everybody was so nice to me, too. Women really are out there.
You know, I'll bet there are a lot of people listening that would be interested in at least learning about becoming an Avon representative. And I'd like to ask you, get your consoles. And if you are interested in learning more about becoming an Avon representative, touch button 1 when you see the flashing Touch Now sign. But remember, you know, you're not anonymous. We have to get your names and address so someone from Avon can contact you, but you're under no obligation whatsoever. Someone is just going to talk to you about the possibility of becoming an Avon representative. Now, these exercises you promised, you know, Christmas is coming up, and we're all nervous and tense, standing in line and waiting for buses and carrying packages. How can we relieve this?
Well, we all have tension in our jobs. It doesn't matter what you do. And the easiest way to start your relaxation is to take a deep breath into your lungs, expand them all the way, straighten up your back, pull in your tummy, and then breathe all the way out. Just this beginning makes you feel good already. And then you start little circles with your shoulders. You circle them backwards. It's like a swimming, you know, turn of the shoulder, one leading the other one in circular movements. Now, you can go a little slower than I'm going, or you can go a little faster, but this is a really good tension reliever because most of your tension is in your neck and your shoulders. And then you return the other way, you stretch forward like you're swimming, just stretching your arms in circles and a little bit up
swimming,
the
but
spine.
your hair doesn't get wet.
Your hair doesn't get wet, and you can stop when you want to. And then you lift up your shoulders really high, and then you stretch your neck. Try to keep your posture straight. That's very important.
Yes,
Bad posture can also give you a lot of tension. Lifting up your shoulders, stretching your neck, lift and stretch. You can feel it in the movements of your neck when you start feeling that relief tension. But lifting one shoulder up and one down, keep moving the shoulders, and try to remember
Just think how cute you look sitting on a bus doing that.
But you know, everybody like at the desk should stop 2 or 3 times a day, or if you sew a lot or carrying babies around or something, do these exercises. They're really easy to do. They're good. And if you know somebody that has this problem, remember them and show it to them. And one that's really good is turning your head from your shoulder and down and over to the other shoulder. You just put your chin down, you follow your body and stretch as far back as you can, rolling your head. Remember to keep your back straight and roll your head. You can even go in a big round circle. You can feel it in the crack of your neck. It's a
I'm
good
getting relaxed
feeling.
just watching you do it.
And then I have one that I really like. It's one of my favorite exercises, and since this is a beauty show, I think this fits in very well. And this is the one that will also firm the muscle underneath or chin here and help you from a double chin, and also firm your neck when you start hanging a little bit. And this one is a relief of the back of the neck and front, where you put your chin down to your chest as far as you can. Again, and then you lift up your chin, you open your mouth, you lift your lower jaw high up, you move it, pulling a lot on your neck muscles. And then you move down again and up, lifting up your jaw.
You know, there was a line in a play that I was in, Mary, Mary, where a man said that, you know, what aging movie actors do in a taxi, and he went, ooh, ooh, and he said, what does that do? And he said, firms up the jawline, old boy. And that's what it does.
Not only that, but it also relieves the tension you might have had. You know, just keep moving the shoulders and your neck a lot is
you know, I think one of the key things that you mentioned before is breathing. You know, so many of us get tense and we forget to take deep breaths, but that oxidizes our blood and is good for our skin and for everything else.
Well, we normally don't use our lungs too much. We breathe just a little bit and back out. We very, very seldom take deep breath into a lung and expand them all the way. Even hold it for a while is good, and then breathe out. And you can, you know, you can do this 3 or 4 times a day. You feel so much better.
Well, now hold your breath for just a second, because we have to go back and see how Sandra has finished those beautiful eyes on Kelly.
Kelly, you look gorgeous.
Oh, thank you. I feel great.
Well, you really are really pretty.
Good.
I'd like you to look at yourself. Do you see the difference?
Oh, my goodness. I sure do.
We've taken you from
It
daytime
looks great.
to
And
nighttime.
it was so simple.
Very
Okay,
simple. And
Great.
the application is easy?
Great. Very.
So easy that you can
Very
tell me
nice.
how you did it?
Sure.
All right, let's go step by step and review it.
Okay, I started out with the gray from my lid to my brow bone, which highlights my eyes.
Right.
And then I took the blue and put it in the crease of my eye to define and give it depth.
That's right.
And then I took
You used a brush at that time, right?
Right.
Okay.
And then I took the pink and put that on the top of my eyelid.
Now, why did you use that?
To contrast with my dress.
All right.
And then the gold in the middle of the eye to draw attention to
Draw
the pupil.
attention to the pupil of your eye,
Right.
which is very glamorous in the candlelight.
Right, very nice.
Okay, and why did you use the golden chestnut in the corner of your eyes there?
To give lines to make my nose look nicer.
Okay. And what about the liner underneath your eyes?
That is to define.
To define your eye,
Basically.
makes your eyes real big at night,
Right.
okay? Well, I think you look lovely. I hope you have some place special to go tonight.
I do too.
And show off
I'm
that
sure
lovely,
that I'll find
lovely
something.
face.
I feel so great. I'm sure I can.
Terrific.
Okay.
We'll get back to Joey, all right?
All right.
Oh, you look fabulous, just fabulous. In fact, you'll be lucky to get out of the studio without having a lot of people try to date you up. You, Sandra, you used these coordinate products, didn't you?
I certainly did. They're
Well,
gorgeous.
Lest I forget, and I'm sure I won't because I'm going to remind you right now, these coordinate products are on a special sale right now. They're sale priced, and in addition to that, if you buy one item, you get another one free. And I guess you know you can't get these at a department store. You have to have an Avon representative sell them to you. And if you don't have an Avon representative and you would like to have one call on you, get your console and touch button 1 when you see the flashing Touch Now sign. And again, remember, you're not anonymous. We have to gather your names and phone numbers so an Avon representative can call on you, but you're under no pressure whatsoever, no pressure to buy, and no obligation. You know, we're going to be doing these shows periodically over the next few months, and there's so many areas that we can talk about that fit into health and beauty. There is astronomy, astrology, and how it affects the colors you wear and the makeup that you wear. There's their dreams. There is one thing that I find very interesting, how people that are competing or training to be Olympic athletes get themselves in shape physically. Now, this is not just training for their sport. I mean, these are the physical for looking good, and the special kind of makeup that they need to use so that they can be seen in an arena, and the hairdo that they need to use, all of these things. In fact, we're going to help you shape our next show. I want to ask you a question, and get out your consoles, and this is the question. The question is, what would you most like to see a segment on? Fashion, touch button 1. Nutrition, button 2. Skin care, button 3. Hair care, button 4. Nail care, button 5. Okay, touch now. You know, I really am curious to see what the results are going to be, because since I've been here in Columbus, I've met people with expertise in so many different areas. How about that? Skin care. Well, that does it. So, the next time we meet, we'll be discussing skincare with some experts from Columbus and from all over. I'll be looking forward to it. I'll learn a lot, and I hope you will too. Right now, I'd like to say very much thank you to both of my guests. And on behalf of Avon representatives everywhere, this is Julia Mead saying have a happy, happy holiday. Good night. And don't forget, keep looking beautiful. Good night.
We're gonna make you feel beautiful. We're gonna make you feel beautiful. We're gonna make you feel beautiful. you feel beautiful. Put a smile on your face, make you feel like a star. We're gonna make you feel beautiful. With Avon, we're gonna make you feel beautiful. Yes, we are.
Well, hi. I'm Julia Mead, and welcome to Looking Good and Feeling Beautiful, brought to you by your good friends and mine, the people at Avon Products. On this program, we're going to talk about women who work. According to the latest statistics, about 51% of American women work either part-time or full-time. Now, that's a lot of us. And in order to do this successfully and effectively and happily, we have to be in shape. We've got to be in shape, we have to get in shape, we have to stay in shape, and we have to increase our stamina and make our stamina always there when we need it. That's a large order, and we have to do all of that and fit it into our own time schedule. So you know we've got our work cut out from us. Today we have a guest who is an expert in this, and she's got a few simple exercises and a routine that will help us do this and fit it right into our own time. Also, you're going to have the opportunity to order an outfit that's priced especially for viewers of this program. I'll tell you more about that later on, so keep your QUBE console handy, and we'll get back to it a little bit later. But as I was saying a few seconds ago, if the statistics show that 51% of American women work, where would you guess that most of them work? Would you say they work in an office? Do they work in a factory? Do they work at home? Or maybe in a retail store? Well, if you guessed working at home, you're right. According to all small business experts, the largest segment of the female workforce works out of their own homes. And that is a perfect segue to my first guest. My first guest is Marion Baer, who is the president of an organization called National Alliance for Home-Based Business Women. Welcome, Marion.
Julia, thank you. It's wonderful being here.
And Marion is also the co-author of a book called Women Working Home. Marion, I'd like, first of all, to ask you a question that's been puzzling me. On the cover of this book, you have a house, and it's papered with dollar bills. Is there any particular significance to that?
Well, for so many women, everything starts here. Today, because of the economy, because of the high inflation, really very, very frequently, two members of family have to work. And also, we find single parents that must work and still want to be home to raise their children. These are where the women are today.
Right, so you feel a good many of the women in the workforce fall into that category. Is that why you founded the Alliance?
Yes, it definitely is. The Alliance is there for these women.
What exactly does it do to help them?
The Alliance is a professional organization. It has members in 45 states across our country. We have chapters where women can come and they gather together, they exchange information, they give each other ideas. We've also got a newsletter that tells about taxation, that tells about all sorts of business, that gives you ideas about marketing and pricing.
So it's all over. First of all, you give them the confidence and the incentive to start, and then you support them so that any problems that come up, they're not alone.
That's absolutely right.
I guess that's what the word alliance means. What would you say would be the most prevalent fear among the women who would like to go into business for themselves but don't?
I think there are many fears. I think some women are afraid of failure. I think there are women that would be terrific if they weren't afraid because they'd never done a business, and once they do, they discover they have tremendous talents that were hidden. I think that some women are afraid of seeming pushy, and others don't want to sell because they're shy initially, and then once they do sell, they find they have a wonderful gift for it.
Would you say any one of those was more prevalent than the others?
It's hard for me to say.
Well, why don't we ask the viewers at home? You know, we're going to list 4 of the most common fears, and if you identify with any one of these, touch the button on your console that relates to it. So let's say if you can touch in if you feel that you identify most with fear of rejection, touch button number 1. If you feel that you identify with, say, lack of experience, not knowing enough, touch button number 2. If you think of yourself as maybe being too timid to go out into the world and sell for yourself, touch button number 3. Or if maybe you just don't want to seem too aggressive or too pushy, touch button number 4. When you see the flashing touch now sign, so touch now. You know, I suppose if I had to touch one of those buttons, I would touch the first one, fear of rejection, because to an actor, you're always being rejected. You know, there are only so many parts, and there are a lot of actors, so no matter how talented you are, you're always going to be rejected, and you have to get used to living with that idea of fear of rejection. And interestingly enough, psychologists say that most fears are really imagined, and if they're imagined, they are henceforth unreal, and if they're unreal, they can be easily overcome. But nonetheless, they're there in our minds at least. Well, now we have the results of our audience. It's very interesting, isn't it?
It certainly is.
Marion, if I were going to go, and I may one of these days very soon, go into a home-based business of my own, what would be your advice? What things would you recommend for me?
First, I suggest you have a terrific idea.
Mm-hmm.
And secondly, that you really...
You mean I have a terrific idea to go in business, or I should have a terrific idea?
You should have a terrific idea. And secondly, that you really, really enjoy the business you decide to go into. After that, I advise you to get legal help. I'd say, please speak to an attorney, talk to somebody that's in accounting, talk to
somebody... Could be somebody in your own family, couldn't it?
It certainly could be, but somebody that is a professional. Talk to an insurance person. Then get a name for yourself, something that's really catchy, something that people will remember you by. Then I'd suggest that you get a business card. A business card is a wonderful way to advertise yourself.
Mm-hmm.
And last, but certainly not least, have a room or a space of your own so that you can work in some sort of privacy, that you'll be undisturbed when you're working in your business.
Yes, someplace that is really your office.
Absolutely.
Even if it's a closet. I've known many women that work out of their closet.
It's true. Renovated closets, renovated laundry rooms, all sorts of things like that.
Would you also say that it is very important to get one of those answering machines?
It's a marvelous idea because that presents a much more professional approach towards your business, and I think that's very, very important.
Yes, so it sounds professional, and so your child doesn't answer or anything that's going to throw your hard work efforts off.
And so that you don't lose an important client or an important call.
If I am, summing these up and reading what you're saying correctly, the main thing that your alliance does is to try to help we women be professional.
Professional, and also before there was a sense of isolation, and that no longer exists.
That's wonderful. Thank you very much. This has been very, very helpful to me, and I'm sure to everybody listening in at home. Marion Bear, please come back again soon, and thank you very much.
Thank you very much. I'd love to.
If any of you at home would like to have more information about the National Alliance for Home-Based Women, take your cube, touch button number 1 when you see the flashing Touch Now sign. Remember, you're not anonymous. We merely need to have your name and your address so we can send you all the information you want. And now it gives me great pleasure to introduce my next 2 guests. Both are working women, and both are very, very professional. Please meet Kay Lehman and Elaine Lloyd. Kay and Elaine both are involved with Avon products in the Columbus area, but in different ways. Would you explain to me and to our viewers just what you do and how they're different?
Yes, Julia, I'm a division sales manager with Avon.
And Elaine?
I'm an Avon representative.
And so you both do different things. Well, how do you work together?
Well,
how does your activities mesh?
Actually, I'm employed by Avon.
And I'm my own boss.
I see.
And part of my job is to make sure that representatives like Elaine get all the help they need from Avon to build a successful business.
Ah, well, now how do you go about that?
Well, it's really not that complicated, but it's very, very supportive. We offer every representative training and support from the time they are assigned as an Avon representative. And that training and support is really ongoing, Julia, but it begins right at the point where they're assigned as a representative to sell our products. What we give the representative is what we call a beauty showcase, and it has things in it like samples, full-size demonstration products, and really all the tools that we feel are essential to help that representative get started toward building a successful business. And we train that representative also to use those tools.
How to take those tools and go out and
Exactly,
excel.
exactly.
You said it was ongoing, so I'm assuming that once you have trained them and sent them out, they're not totally on their own.
That's right. That's exactly right. The program is really geared so that someone is there to support that new representative just about the time she needs additional help. So it's a terribly supportive program. Very, very helpful to that representative.
Do you get together and have, like a coffee clutch, or is it more professional than that?
Yes, it is more professional. Interesting that you should ask, because we're starting really a brand new, more streamlined training program that we find really gets the representative off to a lot better start. They feel much more comfortable knowing how to sell the products, more comfortable about knocking on doors. And what it actually involves is another support person that we call a group sales leader. And with the new program, there will be someone who will actually go out with that new representative the first day she's knocking on those doors.
When those fears might loom up and rear their ugly heads.
Absolutely. So really we feel that the new program addresses a lot of those fears that you were talking about earlier on the program.
It's true. They are imagined, but they are there, and you do have to deal with them.
Yes, they're very real.
You know, somebody told me one time, they call up and say, oh, I hope I don't, I hope I don't, I hope I don't, you know, without even realizing that's what they were doing to themselves.
Right. Sure.
Well, that obviously is not one of Elaine's problems, or else she's overcome it, because I understand she has a record that is top-notch.
We're very proud of Elaine.
Oh, thank
Would you
Kay.
tell us a little bit about your record, or what you've been doing?
Yes, I would. I first started selling Avon in September of 1980. And since that time, my first order I can remember was $100, that I had sold $100 worth of merchandise. And every order from that point on began being better than the last one before that. And by the time I had sent in my 5th order, which is really a very short period of time in Avon's terms, I had sold over $1,000 worth of merchandise.
Well, that's more than doubling your money by far.
Yes, it is, yes. I've earned tremendous incentive programs with them, as well as making a good income. I've won everything from furnishings for my home to clothing to jewelry. And I just redecorated our bedroom with bedroom accessories that I won that is a $400 value. And what pleases me most about it is you can't go out and buy it anywhere. It's something that I earned through my sales with Avon.
It is a one-of-a-kind thing,
Yes, it is.
Now, those are incentives over and beyond the money that you earn.
Right.
But what about the biggie that you just earned?
Yes, I'd like to share that with everyone. I earned something that is really a big accomplishment and something that a lot of people just dream of. And through a big incentive program that Avon has once a year that we call President's Celebration, it's a big competition where you more or less try to beat your own individual goals from the year before. And last year's top prize for 1981 was an all-expenses-paid trip to Hawaii.
Whew,
and I set my goal that I wanted to win that, and I did. And,
how did you do that? I know you set the goal, but how did you do it?
Oh, we had incentives where certain products were worth bonus points. We were given our total sales goals from the year before, and we knew exactly what categories we had to top those in order to be able to win. There were 3 different levels. One was like grand sales, another was percent of increase, another one was top dollar.
Do you know, aside from the marvelous trip and aside from the money you earn, it must be a very nice feeling to accomplish, set a goal for yourself and accomplish something like that.
Yes, it is. I had lost that. I had always worked, and then all of a sudden we started a family after I had been working for 4 years, and at the time I was in inventory control and was very sure of what I was doing and had been promoted 3 times, and then all of a sudden there was a family that we weren't expecting, and we have twin daughters that are 5 and a little girl who is 2, and I decided I needed something to get me out and make me feel like I was functioning again, and something I was doing for myself as well as just being a mother and a wife, and Avon was the answer.
That's a marvelous success story. Don't you think so? I mean,
we're awfully proud of her. We just think she's great.
Because she set her mind to do something, and
exactly.
Anybody that has 3 little children could say, I can't possibly do that.
Right.
I just can't. I have to stay home with the children.
Exactly.
But to work it all out happily and have such marvelous results, many congratulations.
Thank you very much.
I think that's just sensational.
I'd like to add I also have a husband who supports me a great deal, so it has really made my job a lot easier.
Well, that's nice, but I'm sure he's very proud of you.
Oh, yes, yes,
My
he is.
goodness. But, you know, as I see this, the Avon picture is really changing. When I was coming along, that was a way for somebody to earn a little extra money, to buy a few niceties, to buy lawn furniture, a new dress, or something like that. But now it is real money, isn't it?
That's a myth we'd like to explode, and that myth being that Avon is just a part-time earning opportunity, because Elaine is one prime example of someone who's discovered that it can be a full-time earning opportunity. It really is. A person can reach out and take the opportunity that Avon offers and really be professional in every sense of the word, Julia. So the opportunity is there just to reach out and take hold of. And we support that representative every step along the way to make that representative a true professional.
Well, that is really a marvelous story. Thank you, Kay Lehman, very, very much. And Elaine Lloyd for sharing with us your experiences, because it's an inspiration, not only to me, but I'm sure to everybody listening at home. And maybe we'll get together and find out your goals next year. Heavens knows, there's no end, is there?
No.
It's been a pleasure, Julia. Thank you. I could talk about Avon for, all day, so it's been a joy being here with you. Thank you.
Thank you very, very much, both of you.
You're very welcome. Thank you.
I'm sure some of you at home might be interested in learning out how you too can become a successful Avon representative, particularly when you hear stories like these. If you would like to have more information on how you too can become a successful Avon representative, touch button number 1 on your cube when you see the flashing Touch Now sign. Now remember, you're not anonymous, but you're under no obligation whatsoever. We simply want to get your names and addresses so someone from Avon can contact you and give you the information about how you too can become a very successful Avon representative. And now, my next guest is a working woman of many accomplishments. She's set many difficult goals for herself and achieved them all. Please welcome Catherine Switzer.
Thank you, Julia. Good to be here.
Oh, thank you. It's nice to have you here. And I noticed that most recently, you have been appointed special consultant on President Reagan's Council on Physical Fitness and Sports. Now, that is a mouthful, and it's quite a title. What exactly does that involve?
Well, first of all, I'd like to explain to everyone that the President's Council on Physical Fitness and Sport is the only national organization that is broadly trying to create fitness and sports among the whole nation's people. And President Reagan has appointed special people who are experts in different fields to help him accomplish this goal. And I was appointed as an expert in both business and in sports, and have been giving my input to the committee, and I'm really excited about being part of it.
So you not only look for opportunities to promote women's sports and women's physical fitness, but then you tell us how to implement them.
That's right, that's right. And of course, it's not just women in particular with the President's Council, although that's what I do in my part.
You were the first woman to run in the famous Boston Marathon. Am I correct?
That's right.
How did you accomplish that goal?
Well, it was in the dark ages of women's sports. There weren't any women running back in the mid-'60s. And I had been jogging every day to stay in shape and keep fit. And I heard about this wonderful thing called the Boston Marathon that was 26 miles, 385 yards long. And I said, I'd like to try that. I bet I could do that. And I did it. And it's an amazing thing that really, all things being equal, if people put their minds to doing something, whether it's working or running or playing racquetball or whatever, they can do it.
They can do it. Well, since you say that was the dark ages of women's sports, did you encounter any opposition to you entering that?
Quite a bit. In fact, in 1967, an official tried physically to throw me out of the race. I went ahead and finished anyway, and since that time I've run a lot of other races and won a lot of titles, and had a good success with my athletic career.
Yes, and paved the way for a lot of other women that have had great enjoyment out of running. Yeah. Most recently, you've been working as a special director of Avon Sports.
That's right, and I think I take more pride in that than anything I did athletically, because with Avon, we're able to put on programs around the world for women and give them opportunities in health and fitness that they otherwise would never have had, and that to me is much more gratifying. In fact, last year, with all our efforts, we even paved the way for a women's marathon in the 1984 Olympics, so now many women around the world can run right to the top.
Isn't that something? Yes, I never realized that there wasn't a marathon for women in the Olympics.
Yeah, most people don't. The important thing is to realize that women really respond to sports certainly as much as men do, and that, in fact, we're finding at Avon that the foundation of beauty is really fitness and health. And it not only comes from the outside, the way we look, it comes from the inside.
You have to have the inside has to be good before you can do something with the outside. You know, particularly speaking of the Olympics, brings up a question of are there any adverse effects, or is that an old myth, for a woman training very vigorously and athletically?
You know, old myths do die hard, Julia. I think a lot of people like to think that, you know, if a woman takes part in sports, she's going to get big muscles and get masculine. And we're certainly living that down now. In fact, as I say...
you certainly show no adverse effects.
Well, it's been very good for me. And certainly it's been wonderful for thousands of other women. And in fact, even fashion magazines are picking up on it now. Remember just a few years ago where the models were sort of pale and scrawny and cigarette smoking? Now they're running on beaches and they're tawny and lithe and very athletic.
Well, Catherine, I think we all would like to be lithe and alive and running on the beaches, and we all would like to improve our stamina. You know, if there's one quality I think that most successful people have, it's stamina, male or female. I mean, that's a very important quality. And you promised me that you were going to show us a simple routine whereby all of us can get fit and keep fit.
Yes, and Julia, you know, most working women put their exercise programs last on their priority list, when in fact, I think it should be one of their first, because it's that stamina, endurance, and strength that gets them through the day and makes them more successful. So, earlier, I put on my favorite warm-up suit and made a tape of some easy exercises that are also fun that I'd love to show people. First, Julia, I'd like to say that exercise programs like this should be divided into 3 components. The first is flexibility, the second is aerobic, and the third would be strength. The flexibility is what we're beginning with here. I just hung over, felt my back slide out, came up slowly, made wide arm circles. Now I'm making some neck rotations. What I'm trying to do is loosen up my body, get flexible, some side bends. So I'm just stretching like a cat, no bouncing.
No bouncing. Why no bouncing?
Well, bouncing teases the muscle. What we're trying to do is just get the muscle warm and loose, getting ready to exercise on it. That's for 2 reasons. One, shouldn't exercise a cold muscle because you could get injured. But third, in getting flexible, you prevent further injuries. Now, this is a very flexible move. I am, you know, a little embarrassed about showing this because most people can't stretch like that. But I couldn't stretch like that for a long time. If you work at it, you can really get much looser than you are. Here's a really important exercise for women because we spend so much time in high heels. I'm stretching out the backs of my legs and especially my Achilles tendon. That's the part of my leg right above the heel. When you're in high heels all day, it shortens it, and then if you go out to jog or skip rope, it really irritates. So stretch that as much as you can before you run or before you skip rope. And here's the second part of our exercise program. This is the aerobic part, and this is the part with you have to have some pain if you're going to have a little gain. That means you're going to have to work a little bit. And this is getting the heartbeat up and the circulation going. I'm jumping rope here because I travel with a jump rope in all my traveling around, but I also go out and jog. Sometimes I jog indoors like I'm doing here. This is great for women who have to stay inside with the kids or if there's a snowstorm going on. You can do this in front of the TV at night.
No excuses. You know what I forget to do is I forget to breathe.
Oh, you'll get it as soon as you start losing breath. Here is the fun thing to do. Just make up some aerobic dancing and some exercises. Put on a record. Have fun with it. The nice thing about it, nobody's going to see you if you're doing it in your own home. And here's our third component. It's strength.
Well, this is pain.
No, you have to start off with a basic sit-up, always with bent knees, doing it as slowly as you can, concentrating on the abdominal muscles. Most of us have weak abdominals, and if we have strengthened those, we'll reduce our back problems. Okay, most women are really weak in the upper body, and the best way to get strong in the upper body is to do the basic push-up. You can see I'm straining here. It's hard for me to do push-ups, so here's another way of doing it. Lower yourself, collapse, come around, and lower yourself again.
Ah, that's a good idea.
Because the muscles to lower yourself are the same as to raise yourself, and pretty soon you'll develop the strength you need. But even myself, after doing these for quite a while, just poop out. Oh. And here's our last strength exercise. It's so easy, just sitting up against the wall. This tightens your thighs, also makes the muscles around your kneecaps protected for jogging or jumping rope. It gets to you all of a sudden, though.
Whoops. I wonder, all these things also increase your posture, don't they?
Yeah, sure.
In addition to your physical fitness.
Raise your overall carriage, and of course you feel so good about yourself that you just seem to draw in and pull up and feel really great.
You know, I had an aunt who lived to be quite well along in years, and she was a very, very successful businesswoman, and she was perfect as far as I knew. She was absolutely perfect, but I'm going to tell you one thing. In her later years, she said, you know, I only regret one thing. If I had it to do over again, I would have done a lot more physical fitness because her knees gave out and different parts of her body just wouldn't function. And of course, by then, she had sort of missed the boat. But I always remember that, and I thought she's quite right about that.
Well, it's never too late to start. We have a woman named Ruth Rothfarb running her marathons in the Avon program. She's 80 years of age.
Oh, well, she's remarkable, though. I'd want to comment on that suit. That's a darling
Isn't
suit.
it great?
You look so cute.
Isn't it great? I got that from Avon Fashions.
I wonder if any of our viewers, or how many, really know that Avon has a subsidiary direct mail called Avon Fashions. It's marvelous because the fashions are very, very beautiful. They're beautifully designed, and they're very beautifully priced. And another beautiful thing about it is that you can order right in the privacy and the comfort of your own home if you have this free Avon fashion catalog. And if you're not on the mailing list, you should be. Let me tell you how to get on. If you touch button number 1, when you see the flashing Touch Now sign, you will get your free Avon fashion catalog. Okay, touch now. Catherine, I want to ask one thing are there any do's and don'ts about what to wear when you're doing physical fitness exercises and sports?
I think the most important thing is for people to realize they don't have to buy fancy clothes just to go out and exercise. The most important thing is making the commitment to do it. But having loose clothes, workable clothes, is important to keep your body movement easy going. And sometimes, especially for women, if they look good and they have an outfit that is particularly adept for that particular event, then they'll have the incentive to go out and exercise more frequently. So whatever gets you out there, that's the important thing.
And if you think you look good, you might not be too embarrassed about the way you're running.
That's right.
Well, now I want to tell everybody about that super offer that I mentioned earlier in the show. This is exclusively for viewers of this program. You can purchase this complete outfit, a $32.98 value. It's yours for only $27.73. You save $5.25 if you order now on your QUBE console. You can order the pants only or the top only, and they come in petite, small, medium, and large sizes. Now to order, just touch button number 1 when you see the flashing Touch Now sign. Remember, this offer is exclusively for you, our viewers, and this is your only chance to get it. But also remember, you're not anonymous. We must have your name and number so someone from Avon Fashions can contact you and you can place your order and you'll receive it in about 2 weeks. I want to thank all my guests for being here and giving us their time, their professional advice, and all of the good tips that they've given us. And I want to thank you very much, Kathy, because you've inspired me and I'm going to start doing it.
Well, I hope so. And to get you on the road to success and inspiration, here's your very own jogging suit.
Aren't you sweet? Oh, well, I'll have to do it now. I want to say bye-bye to all of you. Thanks for joining us. Please join us again next time for Looking Good and Feeling Beautiful. Bye-bye. Take care.
We're gonna make you